It's story time!
Welcome to Doc Lanew's Storytime. I am Doc Lanew. Today's story is part 5 of the Sippy Cup Shenanigans. Will goes bowling. Will is asked to join the bowling team on short notice. He has never bowled before. How does he do? Does the bowling team regret asking Will to join them? Let's find out. Now, let's get to the story. Now, our story. Will Goes Bowling by Doc Lanew. I sponsor a bowling team that normally has Stanley, Pastor David, Ray, and myself. We are in a bowling league and had a major match with a team from Willow Creek at Hezekiah's Bowlerama. Ray told us that she couldn't be at the match because she had a shipment coming to the flower shop. And don't you dare tell Deputy Frank about it. I don't know why she did not want us to tell Deputy Frank, but we do have our theories. Pastor David and Stanley are in my bar. It was just the three of us, and we were discussing the upcoming match. We just need to find a fourth person, but I don't know of anyone that is available for tomorrow night, Pastor David says, as he was taking a sip of milk. Pastor David doesn't drink, so I keep milk for him so he can sit with us. I don't want to forfeit to those loudmouths from Willow Creek, Stanley adds. I tell you what, next person that walks in, we ask them, I suggest. We don't need to win tomorrow. Just show up and get enough points to stay in competition to enter in the tournament. The other two agrees. Suddenly, Will walks in holding his sippy cup. No, Stanley mutters to us. Stanley, we all agreed. Besides, he may say no. Pastor David tries to reassure Stanley. Will sits down at the bar. Hey, Pastor, Stanley, Doc, may I have my usual? Will places his lucky sippy cup on the bar. Yes, Will. I placed ice in his sippy cup and poured him a double shot of bourbon. Will puts his lid on the sippy cup. Thank you, Doc. I had a tough day at work and thought I'd come here to enjoy a drink. He takes a sip from his sippy cup. Will, we need to ask you a favor. Sure, Doc. What is it? Will, my good man. We are in need of a fourth person for a bowling match tomorrow. Would you like to join us? Pastor David asks. I never bowled before. I just watched it on TV. Stanley grumbles something as he takes a sip from his beer. Will, it will be okay. We will teach you everything you need to know. I spoke. Plus, we really don't want to forfeit to those guys from Willow Creek. We spent the rest of the evening explaining to Will all the rules of bowling, how score is kept, some secrets with how to roll your ball down the alley. Will listened with a lot of joy. I started to think he just wanted to be there to hang out with us. I also started to wonder if we will regret this decision during the match. Next day, we met at Hez's Bolorama. Will was smiling ear to ear. I felt I was looking at an 80-year-old on Christmas morning. He has his rental bowling shoes on and his lucky sippy cup. The team from Willow Creek was at the lane waiting on us. They were already drinking and can be heard all over the bowling alley. Will, are you ready? With the biggest grin, Will replies, Yes, Doc, I am ready to bowl. The match begins. Pastor David is first. Will, watch what he does. He measures what he is looking at down the lane and figuring out how to get the ball down the lane. Pastor David begins to walk down the lane and releases the bowling ball. It hits the pins, knocking 8 pins down. Will, he has to roll again for this frame. His goal now is to hit those 2 pins that are together. Pastor David rolls the ball again. He knocks the 2 pins down. That is a spare. You will go next. Will stood up. He picks up a ball that he likes. He shakes his tushy, begins to walk toward the line, and he starts to roll. He stumbles, falls to the floor, and the ball rolls down the lane into the gutter. The Willow Creek team begins to laugh. Ma'am, we need a pitcher of beer, Stanley said to the waitress. Will, that was your first roll. Calm down. It's okay, Pastor David said to him. Will gets up. He smiles a little. Sorry, guys. It's okay, Will. You are just a little nervous. Take a sip from your sippy cup, I suggest to Will. Will takes a sip from his favorite beverage in the sippy cup. The Willow Creek guys laugh a little harder. Will starts his roll again. This time, his feet slides. He falls backwards. He lands on his back. The ball is rolled down the lane and into the gutter again. You can't hear anything in the bowling alley because of the laughter from the Willow Creek team. Stanley grumbles to himself and drinks a glass of beer in 2 gulps, then pours himself another beer. On the second frame, Will stands up again. He rolls the ball, and it hits 2 pins. Look, Doc, I got those 2 pins. Yes, Will, but let's get the pins in your lane. Willow Creek team is on the floor laughing. Stanley drinks another beer. Will rolls the ball again. He did not fall. It did not go in the next lane, but it did go into the gutter again. Will, next time use the arrows on the lane to help you with your aim. Will nods. Laughter still going on. Stanley drinks another beer and orders another pitcher. On the next frame, Will struck 2 pins. His first roll and then another pin for his second roll. Will smiled. The Willow Creek guys still laughs, but not as loud. Stanley had another beer. Each frame, Will was doing a little better, striking more pins. Willow Creek team still laughs, but not as loud. Stanley still drinks the beer, but not as rapidly. On the 8th frame, Will knocks 9 pins down. Good job, Will, Pastor David said. Will makes his second roll and struck the last pin. Will, you just got your first pair. Way to go, I exclaimed. The laughter and drinking stopped. The ninth frame came up. Will takes another sip from the sippy cup. No laughter. He rolls the ball, knocking down all the pins except for the 7 and 10 pin. Will has a split on his hands. Will, not bad. That will be a very hard to get a spare. You can at least get a 9 on this frame, I encourage. The whole alley stops to watch. Will starts his second roll. The ball hits pin 10. Pin 10. Pin 10 is thrown to pin 7, knocking it down. The crowd cheers. Stanley cheers. Pastor David and I, well, we were shocked. Will, how did you do that? Simple physics, Doc. There is no laughter from the Willow Creek team. At the 10th frame, Will rolls a strike. He was getting ready to sit down. Will, you must roll 2 more times. If you got a strike on the first roll on the 10th frame, you have to roll 2 more times, Stanley says. I was surprised Stanley started to coach Will a little bit. Okay, Stanley. Will rolls the ball again. A strike. Then again. A strike. The alley cheers. The Willow Creek team cheers. Stanley cheers. I have to do that again next time, Will said. Yeah, if Ray has to work nights, you will bowl with us, Stanley says. Stanley then looks at all of us. You guys owe me $5 for the team beer pitchers. Stanley! Pastor David does not drink. Doc did not drink anything because he was coaching me, and I drank from my sippy cup all night. Why do we owe you? Will asks. Because the beer was for the team, not my fault you did not drink any. Did I ever mention that Stanley is a cheap SOB? The end. Thank you for watching. If you have short stories, poems, or music that you would like featured in this channel, please email them to j.lanou.stories@gmail.com. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Click on the icon to the left for a previous episode. Click on the icon to the right to subscribe. And as always, until next time, take care of yourself.